think. Don't forget, guys, we're going to start here. The live, we go to YouTube. Is that what you're supposed to say?
Guys, we are live.
We're
Our talk
live.
number 26. Krystiano. He doesn't even know if it's
So today-
24, 25, 26. You
It
don't know.
doesn't matter, you know.
But I'm going to tell him because why?
Right, why?
Because he just had a show this weekend.
I had a show this week,
And he was doing so much art and selling and
I have no
communicating.
idea. Exactly.
And he's bad.
I'm back.
It took him a couple days. He's out there for the weekend in Key West. How was that?
Great weather.
Some new pieces.
Great show.
Right? There was some new pieces.
pieces.
What the new
Always
pieces?
new pieces.
What did you bring? What was the new piece this time around?
I did the Maya calendar. I did the angel wing.
Okay.
I did a table.
Are you posting
Couple more like
What can our fans see it, man? Have you posted them, or can it go to the website?
you know, they kind of see the. You know, I'm not very good at this thing,
Oh,
but they
gotcha.
get to see. I was like, sorry, I'm burping a lot. I'm drinking this stuff. I'm burping right in the face. I'm trying to hold them like, what am I gonna do? Like, sorry, guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have Pepsi. So, okay.
I drink water.
Oh, because you're all fit.
You know, I drink a little water.
Fit. I'm LA fitness.
All the way from Brazil.
I lift away.
But so good show. But today's a little special as well because you got done this weekend with Key West.
Yes.
You were there for the weekend, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I want to release this toy line. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's been in the works, but then you said I want to release this toy line.
You know.
So what do we have here in front of us?
Well, you know, it's like it's kind of like inspired by what Rex was doing it.
Mhm.
So in the very beginning, when Rex and I started kind of like talking about some different projects, he started with the money bags and many other things. We're going back and forth, and I mentioned to him that I had a couple things that I wanted to release.
Mhm.
Here's what I'm trying to do. I always have been designing toys to be manufactured in China in a mass production things. You know, a lot of companies have hired me to design things for them so they can print in China mass production. But I never actually did something for myself. So what I wanted to do is sort of kind of like I wanted to create something fun that has a meaning that can be sold online versus like a galleries. Something that, on a $300, $500 range that you can just like purchase and, it'll be shipped direct to you. So that's why I developed this. And I thought it was, since we show like student happenings and we didn't have nothing else to show, I figured like, why not to show this, I just wanted people to understand the technology behind what it takes to make those things and to kind of like, these myth busters that people say like, yeah, I don't want to do this. You're doing digital art. And I hate this stuff when people kind of diminish the type of art just because of technology. And I say one thing, Da Vinci was here. If like a Dali was here, they would be taking advantage to all this technology that we have now. Okay, so I want to show them a little bit of tradition. So work.
For you guys that are watching, these are just the prototypes. Obviously, let's show some more work to it. Really, the artwork process, the colors, and all that stuff gets so. But this is just kind of a prototype. We got 3 different pieces right here.
Kind of.
What was the inspiration for these pieces?
Well, I want to show people this so they understand what the coral came from. So this is like one of my corals, right? So this is kind of like, Go ahead. Go. That's my nephew. So, okay, this is like the coral, right? Maybe you can see it against you better. All right. When this coral was designed, it's kind of like this lady approached to me. She was a dive. She used to dive with her husband. Okay. Her husband was a professional diver. I'm not so sure if he was the Navy or something like this, but I know he was professional. He passed.
Okay.
And she wanted to do something like they used to surf together in California. They used to dive together. So she wanted to do something that kind of better represent him, but not so like, a little urn or little thing that she's going to put, his ashes. That's why the coral was developed. It was developed in a way that we could put the ashes inside this art and still be gorgeous in the house. That's how this came about. When I came up, I saw like a lot of people. They had like a little toys and teddy bear when the loved ones passed away. They can put ashes and things like that.
Yep.
I want to go beyond that. So my idea is this. Oh, be careful with the cable. You can go down. That's fine. You can get livelier than that, bro. So this whole idea of this, like we have two versions of that, right? The cool thing is we're gonna get to name this thing today. I want everybody to help us out, the YouTubers. So we have no name for this product yet. This is a teddy bear, okay? And obviously,
you guys got a name.
Stop popping the names in there.
These are pretty. So are these? Is this like the big version?
This is the big version of this guy right
So
here.
show me. I see these little heart pieces. Talk to me about these heart pieces.
So and then we will start developing get them, okay? All right, another one. That's live, people. It's happening. Okay. So and it's
So
happening
live
too.
that his cell phone is ringing
Express.
while we're live.
Show is a mess, guys. Put it down.
He's a mess.
Show is a mess. Okay. So I wanted to do something. This is not like a normal toy that you just can play or something like this. It's like to get. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing at me like this, man?
Hey,
I'm trying to be serious.
Me too.
It's
Me
like
too.
every time.
But I'm like, you must be
God.
feeling like, damn, I'm really messing up today. What the hell's going on?
I know. Okay.
Get it together, man.
I'm
What's
getting
going
together.
on?
All right, got together. I'm
Jesus.
together. All right.
It's these
Cool.
dreadlocks, man.
Relax, man.
Changing up
I'm
on
back. I'm ready. I'm back, guys.
All right, cool.
Okay.
You sound so excited about these toys.
I
Be
know.
excited,
I'm trying
bro.
because you're laughing at me. All right. So this thing is like this.
Somebody stole your dog? All right, continue, bro. You good now?
That was no funny.
No, you laughing?
My dog really got stolen.
Talk about the toy.
My dog died last week. I'm joking. Check it out. So you remember when we developed the coasters that we're doing all this cool stuff, right? So this is going well, by the way. So we started a simple idea, now we're selling coasters. Yeah, we're not making any money, but we're selling them.
Yeah,
So
I'm curious coasters, forget it.
exactly. So my idea is this. Okay, this is like the heart.
All right.
Okay, this one's better. This is like the heart. Okay, for the YouTube. My idea is this. I'm gonna create a bunch of hearts with messages, right? In the resin, the message is gonna be embedded in the heart. You know, I love you, daddy. I love you, brother. I hate you. Blah blah blah. All these kind of things. So when this is done, that could be somebody's ashes too. You know, the loved one died. We're gonna embed ashes in this heart. So the whole idea, this guy, it's not gonna be in color. It's not gonna be like a fully detail. My whole idea is to be chrome like this. Okay. So it's gonna be something kind of like, you know, vibrant, very pop art out there. Okay, more like a sculpture. So this heart, it's gonna be mounted. We're still in the prototype things, but this heart, it's gonna have an opening here, and then you're gonna mount it with a magnet. There's a magnet that holds this, just like that show that we did with developing the toy. So it's gonna be held by a magnet, and it's gonna look like pretty much like this. Okay. So YouTube. This is kind of like, you know, if you want to send a present to someone that means something to you, or you want to gift it to someone, you will be able just to type in what you want in the heart. Okay. We're going to custom make the special heart, just pop it in there. Okay, and you can have a several one. You can order several of these to kind of change every day. It can be motivation, messages and things like that. This is, you know, like a kind of cute thing. But the cool thing about it is that I'll be able to customize him a little bit. Okay, I did this bee wings. Okay, all these things goes. If you guys can see, so I did a little kind of wings, which is a bumblebee wings. It goes right in his back. You know, obviously one this way. It's kind of cute per se, and you guys get to see.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's gonna have a
So
bumblebee.
creative.
I know, man.
It's you.
And I have an idea to put kind of like a bumblebee's antlers in here as well. So that's a bigger version.
Oh.
Now I want to talk about the process. Okay.
Well, no, tell me about this little fella right here.
This little fella I always wanted to
He
do.
looks just like you, so
I wanted to do for the longest time. I wanted to do a angular fish. Now you beat me. Is that what you try to take my apart? Is that what it is?
I was just trying to
Because
see the resemblance.
I know, but it's like. You know, we're going to start working out this weekend. You see what I'm going to do. Watch me, you know.
I'll see you next year.
All right.
Let's get next year's resolution. Go to the gym.
I always want, as you can see, as a matter of fact, it's funny that weekend. So I have an angler fish. Okay.
This one's pretty dope.
This is a piece of art that I did.
Is this the one that glows in the dark?
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is like an angler fish, more like a, you know, like an art piece. But these guys are completely different things. I always wanted to do something kind of fun. This fish is so cool. Well, my whole idea behind this is that he's gonna have his, obviously his antler here.
Nice.
Okay, and I want to do a funny fish in front of it, just staring and kind of mesmerizing, looking into it. So that's the whole idea of what's going on. And I mean, he doesn't have much to do with this because there's not really a message. It's just like a fun, And I think after the bear, we have a penguin, and we're gonna have a monkey, which is probably gonna call Efrain. Why not?
I like monkeys, so I really
Exactly.
I really care.
So,
I'll
but
be
now,
honest,
guys,
actually.
I'm looking for you guys, to pop some names for this guy. So
Got to
something
be
kind
live
of
on
short.
YouTube. Right here, we're looking for names for these nice new toys that Krystiano will be releasing. You see it here first, and you get to name it as well. So who knows?
Exactly.
No royalties, though, okay? If you are watching, there's no royalties.
Oh, well, please, we need to make a statement.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You contributed to my success. I'm sorry.
So
the dollars.
is the chrome thing the new kind of art that you'll be utilizing and using on new pieces as you grow, or
Well, I want it to be pop, right? So I mean, when you see this, it's kind of cool, It's an incredible concept. This is a very famous artist.
Okay.
He started doing this. Now this thing's like all over the world, it's becoming huge. The original was sold for millions of dollars. It's crazy when they first came out. But now they got these small versions that you can purchase. To have this one I bought in Key West in a pop yellow. We have this machine now that we're going to start chroming everything, any color.
Nice.
Pink, magenta, blue. Or different type of chromes that we're going to be using this. I wanted something to be kind of like a happy, right? I want to, for example, I don't want it to be lost in the shelf. I wanted to put something kind of like a very contrast on the old furniture, a very contrast against the old wall or whatever you may have in your house. I wanted this really to pop. That's the whole idea, behind this guy.
And I mean, for you guys that are watching, there's so many different obviously steps to this. There was obviously you using the computer for the digital version, really kind of tweaking it, making the size you need to, and then what kind of printing was this printed?
Yeah, this was printed. Well, I use an AutoCAD and a modeling software, right? It's the same concept as if you would model a piece of clay, okay? But allows you to use different shapes, right? If I were, for example, I probably took about maybe 8 to 10 hours to model this, fully model on the computer how I want it, the proportions and everything. If I were to do a standard sculpture of that, this would take me like 40 to 60 hours.
Wow.
That's how much they, because then imagine you have to find the shapes, you have to kind of like model perfectly.
Yeah.
The results, to me, it will be pretty much the same, right? Because it's the same concept. In a digital world, it's just faster, right? Because you can literally put like a perfect circle and just sit in there and add your stuff to it. And this one took like 46 hours to print, and obviously I have several different printers. And this guy was printed full. It was 16 hours.
Wow.
Okay. This one, as you can see, you probably don't see the lines, but I did half of the head, and I divided the body in two, and each piece took about 16 hours, to print. So it's quite a bit.
Like when you mentioned earlier, it's actually technology, right? Like in reality, you're saving so much more time if you can invest in different product that gets the work done a little faster. I mean, if you're set the sculpting and that's what you can afford, then definitely go that route.
I think the cool thing about 3D printing is so affordable nowadays, and that's definitely it's not what the industry is going, it's what the industry is. NASA uses 3D print to print tools all the way up there. There is all kinds of new things that you can do with 3D printing that can enhance and make your job faster, because the same old thing. Time is money.
Let's talk about these toys. So these are the toys, obviously done in the past. What is the difference between the type of toys that have been created and things we talk about three-dimensional?
This one is kind of like this guy right here is today probably 25 years old. Okay, when they first released the tea like this, the idea of this guy is everything was traditional. That means everything was sculpted by hand with the clay, with the oil-based clay. the way he is designed, it's like they make the way that can be manufactured as a toy, right? They gotta make the way because inside of him everything functional. He's battery operated. He does all kinds of different things. So, excuse me. This was designed in a traditional way, and they make molds in a traditional way. Like this is going to be molded in a traditional way, right? Because we don't have the machine yet that we can. Oh, that's gonna the mold's gonna come out of there. There's some people that actually use 3D printer to make the molds already.
Oh wow.
But what I don't like because when this comes out, you do see like a filament. It's almost like I compare this sort of like a Lego. You know, you're never gonna have a perfect resolution. If you're using a resin printer, which is a lot more money, like $2,400 to get, this is what Rex has now. Rex
Wow.
has been using this stuff with a more advanced 3D printer. For me, it doesn't do much good because I always finish my pieces by hand. That means this is going to get primed, this is going to get plastered on, I'm going to smooth it out. I still have probably another 12 hours to go in this piece. Okay, for me, it doesn't really matter a great resolution printer because I'm going to still finish by hand.
Yeah.
You know?
You're still gonna put in the details.
Of course.
Yeah.
So this guy's obviously is they 3D printed. This guy is a traditional one, and the quality. If you see the quality of this and this, it's the same because when a sculptor professional sculptor start doing this, you can't even notice. He might take a good example when we did Star Wars, that when they had Darth Vader, the first three movies that came out,
Yeah.
that was sculpted by hand. And on the other new movies, the other three movies that came right after that, they show already CNC the face of Darth Vader to be similar, to be symmetrical, because the very first one was never symmetrical; it was all done by hand.
Yeah.
But as the technology allows you to work on those things, it's greater for the artist. In music, for example, look at what the musicians are doing now. Back in the days, they had to go into a studio, they had to be part of a label to produce a demo tape. Now they just can, in a 4x4 space, they can put a nice microphone, they can produce incredible music like they've been producing incredible music nowadays, right in the backyard.
You're right.
Right
That's
in the
it.
backyard.
And so about this one over here.
This one is an incredible Disney artist. He's very famous.
Seems like clay.
So yeah, this one is kind of like it's the same material that one we reviewed from Iron Studio.
Oh, okay.
It's some type of vinyl ceramic. I can't describe what it is, but when it breaks, it feels like ceramic. It's got a little weight to it. It is hollow inside because this is get turned in the machine to be kind of like hollow inside. To be a little bit more weight, but it should have some weight to it.
Oh, yeah.
The cool thing is it this one number? I'm not so sure. No, but this is a traditional sculpture. But the way this artist did, he sculpted in a way that looks like a teaser wood.
Yeah.
He gave this incredible. He's very well known for this technique. Throughout the parks, every gift shop for Disney that you see, you will find a small version of his stuff or a bigger version. I think this is the bigger version that they have. This one's donated to me by Stage 9 when I did a show over there. We did an incredible show. I think it was the 20 years, I'm not so sure, 25 years or something like this. But it was an incredible show that we were able to showcase over there. They had a Star Wars troop, a bunch of stuff in the whole entire town. So they donated this as a surprise. Scott sent me this. I was like, wow. My gosh, I was like, whoa, I love this. But this is traditional
Can
sculpture.
you take it away from her?
Oh,
Your daughter.
no, this is mine.
She said she loved it. Why didn't you give it to her?
Who said it's mine?
You just said that. Who you said loved it?
I loved it.
Oh, okay, never mind. Continue.
What's wrong with you? Can you hear my accent by now? What's wrong with you?
Listen, I'm just trying to make sure you're smiling and you're listening.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Okay, not anymore. But that's a traditional animation. As you can see, it's sort of like inspired too. Mine has this little sharp, like a little hair, like a gel type of thing. But this is more like a traditional, all the way across the board. Manufactured in China, obviously, for mass production. This guy, it's a big name artist. So his stuff is just like that's hard to find. So, but I don't know about how this one was done, but I think it's pretty cool. There's a little weight to it.
No, for
It's all
sure.
resin.
You know, I've seen these. I've never seen one in person, I would think, but they're pretty cool. So
Yeah.
pretty much once this is all sculpted, you'll be able to also give this the same kind of chrome look.
Yes.
It
So
is
just
a
like
machine that processes.
Well, it's
the look, or-
it's something like a new. It's been there for a while, but it's still like a new to everybody. Because traditional chrome is becoming very hard, and it's very hard to chrome plastic parts. You probably never gonna find somebody that can chrome small pieces for you. Now, most of these places they are gigantic. It's become harder and harder to chrome parts. The good thing about hydrochrome is the fact that you can chrome absolutely anything. You can chrome a piece of paper if you want to. You can chrome plastic. You can chrome anything. This is plastic, and it's literally flawless. When you get it done with it. The cool thing about the hydrochrome is the fact that you can literally tint this to any color you want. It could be green, it could be red, it can be blue, it can be two-tone
Nice.
chrome. I can come with an airbrush and kind of like do a detail to it, and you're always going to have this incredible finishing, and it stand the test of time. It's almost like automotive paint. It's not almost; it's the same automotive paint and clear coat on the outside, same stuff that you put in your car.
Wow.
So this kind of lasts.
Yeah, it's quality stuff.
It's
then.
quality, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's costly. Like the chemicals for this, like I think for 1,000 square feet, it's about like $1,200 to $1,500. It's kind of pricey.
money.
But I know, but what can I do? I work hard. I gotta have money. Because if I work that hard, I don't have money. Jesus, I work at McDonald's or something better.
Well, guys, you've seen it here first. This is Krystiano's toy pieces. This is just the prototypes. Again, you'll be able to see these fully finished here, coming soon. There's no really time frame because, as we know, Mr. Krystiano is busy with Disney, his Oceanic pieces, and now also his toy line. But this has been Art Talk 26. If you guys are watching for the first time, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Give it a like. If you're watching on IG, make sure you go to YouTube. Give us a subscribe, man.
How about the name? Are we doing the name for this?
No one
No one wants to name my toy.
It's all right. It'll still be a secret. We'll reveal that at a later time.
Come on, let me see.
Guys, it's been Art Talk number
What's up?
26.
What's
See you
up,
next
Marcelo
week,
phone?
Thursday,
Here's the
6:30 p.m.
Hey, just give me a name for the toy, for God's sake. Anybody?